great morning. Fired up. New week, new opportunity. I've got my hot Herbalife tea, so you know I'm on one. Ooh, look at that smoke. You see that? It's going down. We got a great video for you guys today. I'm one and a half of your hosts, Aubrey. Roxy will be here in a second. We're starting Monday morning motivation, and as always, our intention is start the week strong, beast this week, beast this life, make it the best life ever for ourselves and everybody we want to inspire, empower, and motivate. So today we got a video from Will Smith, one of the top actors around the world, one of the top inspirations. This guy really inspires me by who he is. You know, you see a lot of people get really successful, and then you see some people fall from that success. And I feel like for him, he's so massively successful. He was still a humble guy, like a family man, really committed to his family, really committed to being the best in his craft. I'm really inspired by who he is. Honestly, you know, him and Jada have been together, I think, close to 20 years, if not over 20 years now. And to be the top actor in the world and be in a committed relationship 20 years and be a committed parent and be a amazingly successful actor, songwriter, rapper, all that stuff, for me, it gives me possibility that I can do that too. And I hope it gives that to you too. Because when others do it, you got to know if it's possible, you can do it. So I'm fired up, you guys. This is going to be part 2. We actually watched part 1 of his top 10 like months ago, maybe earlier, maybe even over a year ago now. So we're going to be watching part 2. Get your notebooks ready. Be ready to share those nuggets because your perspective is valuable. If you're at work and you can't share live, no problem. Put your name, where you're from, and your biggest takeaway in the chat thread, and I'll read a few of them. And go ahead and light up the chat thread right now with where you're from and what you're most excited about for the week, and let us know. So without further ado, let's get to my boy, Will Smith, Top 10 Rules for Success, Parte dos, which means part 2 if you didn't know Spanish, all right? So I'm teaching y'all today. Let's get it.
I realized that to have the level of success that I want to have, it's difficult to spread it out and do multiple things. You know, it's in order to be world class, and I've made a decision. I want to be world class, and it takes such a desperate, obsessive focus to excel on the level that I want to make movies. You know, I was Star Wars when I was young. I sat in the movie theater and watched Star Wars, and I just couldn't believe that movie made me feel like that, just floored and just stunned by the creativity. And I'm realizing that in order to move people in that way, in order to touch people in that way, you really got to focus with all of your fiber and all of your heart and all of your creativity. The concept of improving lives runs through the center of everything I do. And then I realized that the way to improve lives is to continually improve yourself, right? So with that, every morning when I get out of the bed, you know, I haven't fixed everything in the world yet, so there's always something to do. And in this film, I read an interesting quote. The Siddhartha Gautama, the Buddha, he said that good people have to get out of the bed every day and try to empty the ocean with a ladle, right? And I thought that was, you know, I knew that was profound, and I paused for a second, and I said, all right, what the hell is a ladle, right? Right, so then, you know, I touched it on my iPad, it's ladle. Oh, it's like a big spoon, okay.
As we
it's
say,
like a soup spoon, yeah, it's like a soup spoon. I was like, why are you a soup spoon? So try to empty the ocean with a soup spoon, you know, as the mentality of how you wake up every day to try to do good in the world. So for me, I'm really driven by continually trying to elevate my mind and elevate my spirit and care for my body, and to be able to love as many people as effectively as possible with this mystery of life that I've been given. For me, I never did anything for money, right? So it was never about money. My experience has been when people do things for money, you make bad choices. Find what you love, and then you'll learn how to make money doing what you love. When I changed careers, I was never changing to something for money. I was changing to something I love more, right? And that to me, that's really the only way to keep the passion. If you have two choices, one is playing the piano, and another one is, bowling. And you can make more money bowling, but you love playing the piano more, you gotta play the piano. It's like you'll tear yourself apart if you're not doing the thing that you love most in life. And you know what it is right now. Right now, there's something that you love more than everything. Whatever it is that you love crazy has to be the thing that you dedicate your life.
You have to be able to be vulnerable in front of anybody. You know, you have to be comfortable looking silly. You have to be comfortable making mistakes, and you have to break the thing inside of you that doesn't want people to see, right? Because as soon as you allow people to see, all of a sudden you get access to things that you didn't realize you had access to, right? For example, like a thing I used to do is when I was probably 19 years old, I got in touch with those blocks. The camera hates emotional blocks. Like you put a camera in somebody's face and they're uncomfortable about delivering the emotion. It looks fake and you feel it. You immediately know it's not real, right? Especially look at the size of this screen. And in a shot, that whole screen could be just your eyes, right? So it's like you can't hide discomfort, uncertainty, so you have to be able to get comfortable, you know, just being anything that you have to be for the role, you have to be comfortable being it.
I'd gotten probably 2 weeks into my preparation for the film, and my father was diagnosed with cancer. So we just started talking about love, time, and death. And it was some of the most open and powerful conversations that we'd ever had. And they gave him 6 weeks. And he lived for 4 months. So about 3 months into the 6 weeks, I go to see him one day and he said, "Man, this shit is embarrassing." And I said, "What, Dad?" He said, "Man, you tell everybody you gonna be dead in 6 weeks. 3 months later, you still hanging around." Laughing is the elixir, and that was another thing that my father taught me. He was joking all the way up to the end. Like laughing, you have to be able to laugh at everything. Yeah. And for me, the beautiful part is that's my natural color on the spectrum. I naturally go to comedy, and when I'm looking at something, I'm always trying to find why that's funny. And, it's been really, really helpful in this experience and even just this point in my life. Remember to laugh, and spend time with people that make you laugh. Like that is hugely important.
As a child, my parents always told me you could be whatever you want to be. You could do whatever you want to do. And, that office, that position, the highest office on the face of the earth, it was something I heard my parents saying it, but I didn't totally believe it. Yet I went out in the world and I carried myself and I held my head high and I stood there and I looked people in their eyes and I talked to people as if I was deserving of everything that this planet has to offer. So I really want to say to children out there and to people who are watching, Confucius said one time, "He who says he can and he who says he can't are both usually right." So I want to stand here before you, and as I hold this award, I want to give love to my wife, and I want you to keep in your heart, just know that you can. Know that you can.
And the greatest thing in my career has been the constant commitment to putting something in the world of value, not putting something in the world that makes me look hot.
you know?
Yeah.
So I think as long as you can stay focused on delivering your art and delivering yourself and delivering your energy and delivering your ideas for the world to be better.
Hold on 1 second. They had to hit us with an ad.
I'm closing up my social media marketing agency program, so if you
ideas for the world to be better.
If there was one concept that I would suggest to people to take a daily confrontation with, is fear. The problem with fear is that it lies, right? So fear tells you, hey, you know, if you say that to that girl, she's gonna know she has you. You know, and she'll never really be attracted to you if she knows how much you attracted to her. Don't say that. No, how we get her is when she walks by, ignore her.
Right, so Snoop,
You know, it's like
pop it on your shoulder.
fear tells you dumb shit like that, right? You know, so you know, for me, the daily confrontation with fear has become a real practice for me since about three years ago. I went skydiving in Dubai, right? And skydiving is a really interesting confront with fear, right? So I gotta stand up. I'm sorry, I gotta stand up. All right, so all your friends, what happens? You go out, I dropped my thing. Yeah. So what happens is you go out the night before and you take a drink with your friends and somebody says, yeah, we should go skydiving tomorrow. And you go, yeah, we'll go skydiving tomorrow. Yeah, and you go, yeah, and everybody goes, yeah, right? And you go home by yourself, you're like, right? You're like, well, I mean, they was drunk too. Right, so maybe they not, maybe, I mean, we don't have to go, we don't have to do it. So then that night you're laying in your bed and you just keep, and you're terrified, you keep imagining over and over again jumping out of an airplane and you can't figure out why you would do that, right? And you're laying there and you have the worst night's sleep of your life, but you still have the hope that your friends were drunk, right? So you wake up the next day and you go, down and you say where you were going to meet and everybody's there. You're like, oh, shit. All right, cool. Right? So you get in the van and you don't know that your friends had the same night that you had because they're pretending like they didn't. They're like, yeah, man, my uncle's a Navy SEAL and, this is going to be great. I've been looking forward to this. And you're like, oh, my God. And your stomach is terrible. You can't eat and everything, but you don't want to be the only punk who doesn't jump out of this airplane. So you get there and then you have the safety brief. And you're standing there, and the guys will tell you, well, if the chute doesn't open, what's going to happen is what could happen? That the chute wouldn't open, right? So you do a thing, and what you do is your first jump, you're attached to a guy who is going, he's going to walk you out. So you go, and you get there, and there's an airplane, and nobody's stopping. Everybody's still going. So you get onto the airplane, and you're sitting there, and it's extra because you're sitting on some dude's lap, some stranger. He's sitting on his lap, and it's like, you trying to make small talk. Yeah, man. So you be jumping with people all the time, huh? Right? So, and then you just want to make sure, you got kids, right? You got people you need to see, right? You just want to make sure he's serious, right? So you get in there, so everything's normal. So you fly and you go up to 14,000 feet, and you notice there's a light. It's red, and it's yellow and green, right? So right now the light's red. So then you start thinking at some point the light's going to go green, but you don't know what's going to happen, right? And you wait and it goes yellow and the light goes green and somebody opens the door, and in that moment you realize you've never been in a freaking airplane with the door open. Right? Terror. Oh, sorry, I'm spitting. Oh, sorry. No, terror. Right? So you go, and then, if you were smart, you sat in the back so you don't go first, right? And then people start going out of the airplane. And you go, and the guy walks you up to the end of the thing, and you're standing and your toes are on the edge and you're looking out down to death. And they say, on 3. And they say, 1, 2, and he puts you on 2 because people grab on 3, right? Right? And you go, and you fall out of the airplane, and in 1 second, you realize that it's the most blissful experience of your life. You're flying, right? It doesn't feel like falling, right? It's like you actually are kind of held a little bit by the wind, and then you start falling, and there's zero fear. You realize that the point of maximum danger is the point of minimum fear. It's bliss. It's bliss, and you're flying, right? And you're doing that, and then 20 seconds, 25 seconds, 40 seconds, and you have enough time to just kind of be like, that's that building, that's not like that one. Oh, you can see the ocean, right? You start doing all of that, and the lesson for me was, why were you scared in your bed the night before? What do you need that fear for? Just don't go. Why are you scared in your bed 16 hours before you jump? Why are you scared in the car? Why could you not enjoy breakfast? What did you need that? The fear is fear of what? You're nowhere even near the airplane. Everything up to the stepping out, there's actually no reason to be scared. It only just ruins your day. You don't have to jump. And then in that moment, all of a sudden, where you should be terrified is the most blissful experience of your life. And God placed the best things in life on the other side of terror. On the other side of your maximum fear are all of the best things in life.
I have to show up at work with the right attitude and with the positive energy. And I actually had a t-shirt made that said positive energy is a part of your job description, right? So the idea that I want to show up with the right energy, I want to show up, we're all here, even now we're all here, we're trying to feed our families, we're trying to have a good time, we're trying, this is an important part of our lives. Our time is all that we have. So to me, it's hugely important to deliver positive energy in a way because it's viral. So if I come with positive energy, then someone else is going to pick up on the positive energy and you're going to take it home to your families. And, so for me, it's just hugely important to approach everything and everybody at every turn with the most positive, loving kindness that I can generate.
Suicide. You mess with me, you just committed suicide. Listen, not a homicide, but a suicide. Suicide.
They love you. That's gotta feel good.
Great stuff. Awesome video. Let's get it. What are your takeaways, Rox?
All right. Good morning, you guys. I love Will Smith. So I love the very beginning when he said, be comfortable with anything. And he's on the stage and then he goes into screaming and all of that stuff. And I think that's so important because if you can't become comfortable with anything, how can you grow? And inside of you getting uncomfortable is where the comfort comes in. And I think I really love that because sometimes we're so caught up in looking good or, oh my God, they're laughing at me or what all this nonsense that goes inside of our heads, which then goes into the second point where he said, be able to laugh at anything. And anything means including yourself. Because if you take yourself too seriously, then you'll always be living your life kind of on eggshells. like always concerned about what people are saying, always concerned about the way that you look, always concerned with others, but never fully being concerned with yourself, you know? And I remember doing this course and they talked about everyone in the world goes around thinking the same things like you. What are they going to think about me? Oh my God, like people were always so caught up in our head about what other people are going to think about us when they're doing the same thing. So for me, whenever I realize that, there comes freedom in that. You know, like now when I'm at the gym, if I'm listening to a song and I feel like moving and like freaking dancing and moving my shoulders, like I don't care. I do it. I don't care how people are going to look at me. It's just like, you don't care. So I really love that. And then another one that I really liked was how he talked about providing value and focus on delivering yourself to make the world a better place. And for every single person, it looks different. And I used to be so concerned about how others' selves showed up in the world that I always had judgments and opinions and all of these things, when in reality, if I'm doing my best, and inside my best, I am making some sort of impact and providing value to the world, and that's all that matters, you know, and everybody looks completely different. So not being attached to that. And the last one that I really loved, when he said, all of the best things in life are on the other side. He talked about jumping out of the plane and how you're like, he was in so much fear and all this fear. And then next thing you know, you're jumping out and it's like this complete bliss. And I know for me, the times that I've been the most afraid of doing something, whether it's speaking, whether it's doing like an activity, whatever it is, after the fact of doing it, there is a bliss. There is this liberation, and you just feel so freaking amazing. And that's where God is, you know? So I really love that.
Awesome. Great takeaways. Love it. Love it. Some of my biggest ones, number one, focus. You said you can't be world-class if you're trying to be world-class in everything. Jack of all trades, king of none, if you ever heard of that. You got to focus your energy because you only have so much energy to invest. And if you have it all spread out, it can never be focused. Like, you know, when you take the magnifying glass and focus the sun, when you take the sun that hits us all and magnify it with the glass and focus it, it can actually burn through paper, because it's that's what focus can do for you. Burn through your blocks, burn through your obstacles, burn through your challenges. So I really love focus because that's something for me that I try to do on the daily. It's one of my intentions. And I wouldn't say I'm a master or you're going to master it, but I will say you can't get better at it. Maybe hopefully one day master it. So that was number one. Number two, don't chase the money. He said chase your passion and then figure out how to make money later. Because if you think about it, he even talked about it in his career. He said, I didn't switch from rapping to acting, TV, and then to movies because of money. You could say, well, in movies, he's going to make more. And you might have thought that's why he did it. But I don't think he'd be as successful as he is if that was the reason he changed. But then you heard in another clip, he talked about watching Star Wars when he was a kid and being floored by the impact that it had on him to open his mind and have him like dream and believe. So he chased it because of how it felt for him. And then he said that success came from that. And I've really seen that as a truth in life. He said, if you love bowling or you love piano, whatever you love, even if you don't think you can make money doing it, you gotta do it. And I think this is the truth, because when you love doing something, you're gonna do it enough to become great at it, and greatness will always attract abundance. I guarantee you guys, when I started college, I was a mechanical engineer because my parents said you like numbers and you like science and you like Fast and Furious. Hey, mechanical engineering. I don't know how that combo came together, but it did. And my thinking was, in college, what can I do to just make money to live? I was like, what? I got to pick a career that makes sense financially. I don't know about you guys, but that's how I picked my career initially. Because my understanding from a kid on was you have a job because you have to, and you have to pay rent and buy groceries. That's what my thinking was. So I was like, well, I got to find something that can figure that out. Because, you know, watching TV and The Simpsons, which I used to love to do, I don't think that's going to do it. And then I went into college like that. And then I had an internship at Chevron at a refinery. And it was like drudgery. I literally thought in my head, I was like, how do people do this for 20 and 30 years? Like, I'm hating it already. I don't even want to graduate. If you've ever had an internship and didn't want to graduate so you could become a full-time at that internship, you're in the wrong field. Like, that was me. I was like, man, good thing I got 2 more years left of school because I don't want to live like this. That was a huge indicator for me, like I wasn't going in the right direction. And even though I don't know if you guys ever did this in college, I went and checked on what's the average income for the career of an engineer. And I was like, oh, man, they make good money. But then I said, damn, what if it's like prison? And not just saying that engineering is bad. It just wasn't for me. It was inside all day. It was not in a community that I was fired up about. There was no passion in it for me. And then for somebody else, maybe that is their passion. And they're in the art world and they need to get to the engineering world because it's not about the thing. It's about how you feel about the thing. So when I checked that, I was like, damn, they don't make no money. I mean, they make money in engineering, but I was like, but I'm really passionate about fitness, though. I'm in the gym every day. I'm always looking up different things. I'm always trying to learn more about it. But I looked at Career Report or whatever the website was, and I was like, personal trainers don't make no money. And I was like, how can I make this work? And the ultimate thing of it, it came up to this decision. I said, you know what? Is happiness more important to me, or is just having enough money more important to me? Would I be happy if I had enough money and not happy with what I was doing? Or would I be happy if I loved what I was doing and maybe I didn't have enough money? And I said, you know what? I'm going to go for happy because even if I'm broke, I can still be loving what I'm doing. That'll be more exciting to me. And I guarantee you guys, just because you can't see how right now, just because you don't know how it's going to work out, if there's a reason you love it, there's a reason you're supposed to do it. I guarantee, because when you love it, you'll spend the long days, you'll wake up early, you'll go to sleep late, you'll pursue the knowledge, you'll get the information, you'll stay through the tough times, you'll build the mastery, and then the mastery will attract the abundance. I guarantee you guys, because the top 10% in any field attract the most pay out of the whole field. But guess what you got to do to get to the top 10%? You got to love it. You got to breathe it. You got to be it. You got to stay through the tough times. You wonder why people stay when everybody else leaves something and it's like, oh, it got tough, everybody else left. They stayed because they loved it. They stayed. Think about all the great people that you're inspired by. Steve Jobs, the guy who started Tesla. What's his name? I forgot his name. The guy, Iron Man guy. I forgot his name. But any person that Will Smith, all these people that you look up to, Elon Musk. Elon Musk talks about, they asked him, would you do it again? Because he started $3 billion companies now, Tesla, SpaceX, and Solar City. He's like, no, it was like putting glass through my eye. I would never do it again. But why do you do it? He said, because I loved it, because I want to see humankind survive to reach another planet. So that got him, you guys, he sold PayPal for close to $100 million, put it all into SpaceX and Tesla, and needed to borrow money to pay his rent. You guys think about this. Would you have quit? You just made $100 million, and then you reinvested it all, and now you got to borrow money to pay rent? You would have been like, nah, I'm on the beach in Ibiza. I just made money. No, he loved what he did, and now he's a billionaire. You see the correlation. That's going to get you through those tough times. That's going to get you through those doubts. That's going to get you through. You guys, when I started with Herbalife, everybody told me, you're crazy. It's a pyramid scheme. It doesn't work. Everybody. And I'm like, you guys, don't you think I know? I know health and fitness. I've been doing this for years. They didn't even trust my knowledge on it. But I said, you know what? What if one person gets results just because I don't listen to all those naysayers? What if just one person gets results because I don't listen to that? Would it be worth it for you, Aubrey? And I said, yes. And that came from the passion of when I lost 10 pounds as a kid. When I lost 10 pounds as a kid, it changed my life. And I said, you know what? The negative words to me, I can take them. But that 10 pounds could change somebody's life. And now we find ourselves here, Roxy and I together. We're successful in Herbalife, doing all this stuff. But that came from the passion initially, because if there was no passion, when the tough times hit, when the negativity came, I would have been like, I'm out of here. What is that passion for you, and why will you stay in what you do? Because then the abundance is on the other side. I guarantee you. So let's get into a few shares. Give me a thumbs up or a smile. Marty from Phoenix said, in order to help others, you need to help yourself first in order to reach the next level of success. I love that. Give me a thumbs up or a smile if you're excited to share. Let's get it. Harry Figueroa from South Carolina. What's up, bro? What's your biggest takeaway?
What's up, man? At work right now. But, the biggest takeaway is, like, fear. I mean, just like right now, I'm starting to be a personal trader. With this team, I'm going to try to, get to where I want to be. And I got to admit, I'm pretty scared. I'm putting my neck out there. I'm trying to, conquer my goals and everything. Just like right now with the ACSM test, like, I'm scared to take that. And, I'm like reading all these study guides and stuff, and it's really confusing. It's really clinical. It's but you know what? After watching that little Will Smith thing, that fear is kind of what's driving me right now. I'm scared to take it, but I'm excited at the same time. Just like with this team, like, I'm nervous about putting my 2 cents in, putting my words in, but it's exciting. So
That's dope. Using the fear, instead looking at it as the excitement. That's a huge, huge game changer, bro. And then once you take that ACSM or NASM or ACSM, I can't remember which one you said, the personal training test, you're going to smash it. And then you're going to be like, dang, it's going to be like that bliss on the other side. Like, it wasn't that hard. It wasn't going to kill me. So I tell people, yo, did you die? And everybody's always like, no. I'm like, cool, you're going to be all right. So love that, Harry. Great takeaway. Let's get another takeaway. Give me a smile or a thumbs up. Lizzie, let's get it. What's your biggest takeaway?
Good morning. You know what, I was really inspired by, just what he was talking about. Like, when he went over the first thing, like, improve yourself, like, through my journey, like, I'm learning that I'm improving myself, not only physically, but mentally, spiritually. And then to be able to gain motivation from you guys and that inspiration from the team, and it's just like, that's improving my persona, to help others, and how he was talking about not chasing money, actually doing what you like. It's not about the money, it's about the people, like, that you're going to inspire, that you're going to touch, lives that will be transformed, for the better, healthy, and being comfortable, like how he was talking about being comfortable and being vulnerable. You gotta be transparent with people that you're speaking to. You gotta show them that, yeah, you're gonna have days that you're gonna fall or whatever. But one thing I heard one time is that, if you fall, you're gonna fall on your back, but that means because you're looking forward, you're gonna keep going. So I really like that. And then the whole thing is about laughing at anything. When he shared about his dad, like, living 6 weeks, like, when I started my journey, like, I had a lot of stuff going on. Like, I had family members passing away, and I grew really depressed, and through that, sometimes, just having that, laughter, being around people that are going to keep you uplifted, not bring you down, because that's where energy comes from. You got to have a positive mindset, be around people that are going to uplift you, make you laugh, even though when you're going through something and you don't think it's funny, but there's just people that will just get you, and about fear. That's like one of the things that I've been learning too, is not allowing fear to grip me anymore, just to keep stepping out of my comfort zone, and attacking the things that I need to with the energy that I'm gaining through this whole thing, and have fun while doing it, And so far, what I've seen, like, even to be able to experience that weekend with you guys, I mean, you guys are a fun crowd, and I just appreciate that, it's just like, just a lot of eye-opening, and that's what I've gained from that. It's just a lot of nuggets that will help me grow, so yeah.
That's awesome. Love it. Attacking the fear. I love that. And now you're seeing what's possible. Like, you guys, Lizzie is down 30 pounds and even more now. She's going for new goals. Fire her up. Give her a shout out in the thread. And really, that's what it's about. We're equipping people with the mindset to attack their fears, to live their better life, to see the bliss on the other side. Really, that's what it's about, you guys. You know, if you're in Herbalife, you know, this is a lot of Herbalifers on the call. That's what we do. We love physical results, but you guys got to know it's a mental retraining. Herbalife is so much more than just shakes and tea. It's about retraining the life for better. And yes, of course, nutrition is a part of that. You can't live a better life without great nutrition, but the mindset, the attacking of the fear, the setting up of the belief, all these things we're doing, you guys. I'm so fired up. It's going to be an amazing week. I hope you guys have an amazing week. I'm going to post this recording link, share it on your Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, wherever you are. Pay it forward. And right now, take a picture or find a picture online that represents your biggest takeaway. Repost the flyer. Whatever you want to do, do not leave the nuggets in here or in here. You got to pay them forward, because when you pay them forward, it locks it in for you even more. Why? Because to know something great, you got to teach it. That's the ultimate level of knowing. So fire me up, you guys. Everybody, let's have a great day.
Yeah.
Fired up, you guys. Take care. Peace.